lights out or even under the covers if it gets cold.
All right, man, we are here with my man Brent Adams for a Cut Talk special. Just want to say thank you, sir, for coming through. And man, just thank you for rocking with me for what? Three years?
Man, I want to say it was like almost COVID.
So 3. My man always clean. If you got any finance questions, this is the guy you need to go to. I did want to ask you one question though. Just working in the corporate world, man, how important is it to just stay clean, have a nice haircut?
Definitely important to, because I'm more of a sales role, so, look kind of good, presentable. Of course, the outfit, the uniform, whether it's dress clothes or whatever, always need that to be looking good, some good shoes, but then the grooming as far as haircut, beard, all of that. Using quality products, whether it's shampoos, conditioners, whatever you put on your face, your body, making sure it's just good, kind of sustainable, natural products.
Well, my man always gets a fade, so we gonna tap into that. All right, y'all, I'm gonna just give a quick rundown of the clippers I'm gonna use for Brent's bald fade. So to put that initial bald line into the hair, I'm using my Babyliss FX trimmers. Man, super powerful. Can plow through anything. I got these set super close. They modified with the FX2 blade just because I like that a little bit better than the FX3 blade. But yeah, man, super powerful, and I like the slickness of that red. To take the hair down and do majority of the fading, gotta go with the classics, man. The Andes Masters cordless. They open up to a full one, and just the more comfortable I got with fading, these clippers just fit, man. They super slick. You can just do more with less with these. You got room for error because I got the classic taper blade on them, and I just love these clippers. I've grown to love these clippers, and yeah, man, we just gonna get the job done with them, man. Now, to take out the initial bald line, I set in with these. I got my Babyliss FX clippers. I got them adjusted super close just so I can take out that initial line so I don't have to use my hitters to do that. I do that just so I can preserve this trimmer just because I like it so much. And it's just quicker, man. It's quicker. Flick of the wrist a couple times and you should be able to get that line out. So again, you can't put a guard on these just because they're set so close. So I would never use these to take down hair, but just get out bald lines. And then for that last crispy lineup, got to use my wall detailers, man. This is by far my best trimmer. When I first got this trimmer, it wasn't skeleton and it wasn't zero gap, so I had to edge the blade down and just keep using it. And over time, man, it just got better and better. And so now, man, this is clearly my best trimmer. I don't use these for debulking. I don't use these for designs. I strictly use these for lineups. And because they are so sharp, I definitely try to be light in the touch. But these, man, these are gonna finish my man off smoothly. Yeah. So y'all, this is my lineup. And let's get this cut done. For this step, I'm just combing out the hair and making sure the surface is flat and smooth, because that's the best way just to get through the hair when you cut through it and when you fade.
All in one.
All right, this is the next step. I'm putting in that bald line. I'm just trying to stay right below the ear for that good mid fade. I'm gonna just try to keep the line consistent and even all the way around the hair. And like I said, with these Babylesses, they super strong, so I shouldn't have any problem getting through the hair.
You can read in bed with the lights out or even under the covers if it gets cold.
next step is taking down the hair. So I'm gonna put my number one guard on my Andes Masters and go against the grain because Brent likes it pretty low. And it actually, when the cut is finished, it looks pretty good too. So we just gonna go through the hair and get everything down nice and even.
You can read in bed with the lights out or even under the covers if it gets cold.
The next step is to put in my second guideline. So I'm gonna open up my Andes Masters all the way open and put that line in there.
All in one.
All right, with this next step, I'm taking my Babyliss clippers and I'm gonna get out the ball line. And with these clippers, they're zero gap, super close. So I should be able to fade that guideline out with no issue.
Out or even under the covers if it gets cold.
With this next step, I'm taking my zero guard and I'm gonna be putting that on the, excuse my daughter. I'm gonna be putting that on the Andes Masters and I'm gonna fade that into the one. Okay, baby, I see. Excuse me, y'all. I'm here with my daughter recording and she helping me out. But yeah, I'm gonna take that zero guard and fade it all the way open right into the one and just work my way down.
You can read in bed with the lights out or even under the covers if it gets cold.
All right, this next step is just the detailing step. So I'm taking my Andes Masters, I'm gonna open them all the way up and I'm gonna just flick out dark spots that I see that I didn't get before.
lights out or even under the covers if it gets cold.
All right, this next step is super important. So I feel like I got the fade pretty much done. So I'm gonna take a hot towel and just put it on my man's scalp and lining, just to open up the cuticles and just to clean off any excess hair, so I can dry the skin out too for the lineup. After I applied the hot towel, I'm just brushing and blowing drying out the hair, the scalp, just so I can get everything laid down and flat, and just to make sure the skin is completely dry for the lineup. All right, it's money time right now. I got my wall detailers and I'm gonna apply a line to my man's hair.
With the lights out or even under the covers if it gets cold.
All right, I'm still in the lining stages, so I'm trying to keep everything as symmetrical as I can with the other side. And I like to do the sidebars first before I attack the middle. So I'm trying to have a light hand and just tap and go with his lining.
In one. Bed with the lights out or even under the covers if it gets cold.
All right, I got a solid line on there. Now it's time for enhancements. I like to use the hair fibers. I really don't use the spray, but I'm not against enhancements or the sprays. I feel like it only can it's another tool that you can have for clients. So however you feel is the best way to get your haircuts crispy, man, by all means do it, man. Don't hate this way for enhancements or natural. Me personally, I feel like you got to know how to do both. So I'm just applying some hair fibers to his head and then just enhancing the line.
With the lights out or even under the covers if it gets cold.
All right, after I applied the hair fibers, I'm gonna use some holding spray just to lock everything in. Then I'm gonna get the blow dryer and just blow everything in together.
In one. You can read in bed with the lights out or even under the covers if it gets cold.
All right, I got the fibers on there. I got a solid line on there. Now it's time to use the straight razor and stretch that skin and just add some detail to that line. I would say if you're a beginner, practice with this first before you try it on anybody, because you can definitely cut somebody and it can get messy. So just practice as much as you can, get a feel for it. You know, you can practice on a balloon, you can practice on, I don't know. I used to practice on sweatpants. So that, but just make sure you're careful and you're stretching that skin when you apply the straight razor.
All in one.
All right, I already applied the straight razor. Now I'm just detailing the cut and just finishing it off and trying to perfect it, man. I feel like with a haircut, you can never be done too quick. So it's always something that you can do better. So I'm just trying to get those final details on the cut and just make it the best that I can.
What you think, man? The usual, the consistent. I mean, that's for sure one of the biggest things with a barber. A good, consistent cut. You can depend on it to be exactly what you need it to be every time. I didn't really do fades before COVID. Being home gave me the opportunity to try out that hairstyle. And I mean, you for sure done came into it pretty good. It's like definitely my go-to thing now. Always rocking that. To me, it's, I don't know, just a little bit cleaner look than just like a taper kind of thing.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, bro. No way.
Appreciate you, man.
The process is done. The haircut is finished. I'm just applying some holding spray. Man, thank you guys for watching.
You can read in bed with the lights out or even under the covers if it gets cold.